In the Northland, there exists a mythical place where water never freezes and fishing seasons never close.
Look at those fish, dude.
A place so full of fish that anglers travel from distant lands to sample its unrivaled bounty.
Got one? Yeah, good one, good one.
Here, large nocturnal walleye hunt beneath a frosty moon and the blinking lights of industry.
Woo!
Red Wing, Minnesota, home of year-round fishing and the warm, comforting discharge of a nuclear power plant. Lifelong friends Pete Wagner and Greg Underdahl have a passion for fishing.
Oh, he's got my rod. Oh.
But their enthusiasm doesn't end at catching fish. These guys live to discover people
Give me a hug, Karen.
who share their love of angling.
Where did you buy your shoes, by the way?
People as unique as the fish they pursue.
Yeah!
This isn't another fishing show. This is another fishing show.
The mission today is walleyes on the Mississippi River. Where we're going is Red Wing, Minnesota, and there's a nuclear reactor. The water that is discharged from the nuclear reactor is warm. Even if it's very cold in the winter, you can still go open water fishing.
Hey, let's go film a TV show and go fish somewhere in December where it's cold as hell.
Oh my God, I almost fell in the 35-degree water.
We're gonna meet in Red Wing at noon and hopefully tear up some walleyes.
As usual, I'm getting the boat ready to go. Of course, I run into a problem almost immediately. The connector for the trailer lights is broken.
The root of my problem. Should be 3. There's 2. I'm going to Cabela's to look for some new connectors. I'm going to have to do some wiring.
So I decided to head to Cabela's to check out the boat parts section. I'm walking up and down aisles. I'm asking guys that work there.
Just the harness. $40.
I don't want to spend $40 for a harness because I'm only going to use the end of it and I'm going to throw the rest away.
Off to a great start.
I pull into Red Wing. Red Wing's this wonderful river town. Lots of history in Red Wing. I don't know the history, but I'm sure there's a lot of history there.
Did score one good thing. These peanut butter filled pretzels.
I'm having a terrible day. Maybe I deserve a peanut butter filled pretzel.
So I am now going to Fleet Farm.
Finally get to Mills Fleet Farm.
Hey there, where can I find trailer like wiring harnesses? They're down. I'm just looking for the end connector actually.
Bingo. Everything that I need lined up in front of me.
Ooh, quick install. That's what I'm talking about.
Now I've got the part I need. I've got peanut butter filled pretzels. USA.
Now to call my homie Greg.
The original plan was to meet at noon in Red Wing. I have to call Greg and explain to him, hey, I have not left the city of Owatonna yet.
So it's your trailer lights?
Yeah.
It's late. We should be out on the water.
I'm gonna be a little bit, and if you want to fish from shore, go ahead. I don't give a
Meet me at Everett's.
All right, I'll be at Everett's.
I head home from Fleet Farm and it's time to get down to business. And I'm thinking 15, 20 minutes tops. I got 4 wires to cut, 4 wires to tie, plug it back in, off to the races, right? It's never that simple.
This blinker should be on, right? Not on? If I do this? Oh, then it's on.
So what's that mean? I don't know what that means.
I just want to go fishing.
Finally, a miracle happens.
Yes.
I don't even really know why it's working, but I'm not double checking it. I take off knowing that nothing else can go wrong at this point.
This warning light has started blinking. I don't know what it means. There's nothing that can possibly go wrong, right?
My car starts to lose power. I'm unable to gain speed.
I figured out what the check engine light is. You can hear my engine roar. I have lost a cylinder.
All of a sudden my RAV4 is a RAV3.
But I am not stopping.
My day just went from bad to worse to worse to worse.
Here I come up on Bombay, which I thought was in India. Starting off.
I head over to Everett's Resort, which is right across from Red Wing. Pete finally shows up He tells me that he's lost a cylinder in his RAV4.
I got into the valley, but I have concerns of maybe pulling out of the valley.
I do have the issue of I need to be at work the next day. I'm starting to think I'm not going to get back out of the Mississippi Valley. It's time to head into the bait shop, get a feel for what's been going on. Carrie is behind the counter.
Good report. Guys are catching their limits, and you know, it's cold, but they're bearing with it, and they're doing pretty good out there.
Carrie, who has a finger on the pulse of that river, she kind of helps out with the selection of lures that we need.
Either the purple cracker chartreuse tail or the firecracker chartreuse tail if you're gonna go outside of the blues.
Typical bait shop bolt.
Where are the 1/8 ouncers? You need an 1/8 ounce jig head, you need a 4-inch plastic ribbed worm, and that's it.
Oh, I just put money in the bank, so should be okay.
I'm a very physical person.
Give me a hug, Carrie.
I like to touch people, even if they don't want to be touched.
Good luck. Have
Best
fun.
friends.
The woman is wonderful. Everett's Resort, Carrie. Don't know her last name? She's fantastic.
Thanks, Carrie.
Pete and I get out on the water, and it's dark.
I am setting up the lights.
We need lights to be able to operate correctly for video.
There it is.
I have a suit that's made for ice fishing, and it's got all this reflective tape on it.
You look like Tron.
I'm futuristic, man. When it gets later in the year into winter, the water starts clearing up.
Oh my God, it's right in the danger zone, Pete.
You can catch walleyes at night.
It's just a matter of time, dude. That is perfect.
So what we do, we're taking these 4-inch rib worms and we're letting them swim down to the rocks. You just want to tickle the tips of the rocks.
That's exactly how it should feel.
Tickle the tips. You got to be careful saying that.
Come on. Where's the button?
Greg finally locks into a fish.
Problem is,
You ready for this exciting fight?
is that it takes forever and a day to get the lights on, the camera turned on.
This is a small walleye.
This isn't the size of walleye that we're looking for.
There's no way he was getting off.
There are much bigger fish swimming in the Mississippi River.
There are bigger ones in here. A lot bigger.
Finally, Minnesota State fish, the walleye. Delicious and fun to catch.
I'm cold and I'm bored and I'm miserable.
I'll now remove this one.
All I can think about is having a Bloody Mary, extra Tabasco.
Well, there it is.
What are we doing?
We hear this beeping.
What is that? What's that?
We're trying to decipher where this sound is coming from, this annoying beeping.
Is that the GoPro? I don't think it is it?
No, it's this.
It dawns on us, it's the power inverter that we have set up for our lights and our cameras.
Is the battery low?
Battery low on what?
Well, what is it?
Oh, it's
On
telling
this.
us the big battery's low.
Yeah.
The battery that's powering the whole operation, the battery that Pete is responsible for, is dead.
Well,
I was cold. My peanut butter pretzel rations were getting lower and lower and lower.
we don't have anything if we don't have those lights.
We just decide it's time to go home.
Boat ramp, here we come. Thank God.
Walleye time in March. It's winter, technically.
Winter in Minnesota starts in November. By the time you get to March, you just want to run out your door screaming. We're persistent and we're stupid and we're gonna go see if we can catch a walleye.
Welcome to Velvet Town McDonald's. How can I help you?
No day of fishing should start out without a Egg McMuffin.
I guess you can make both meals with hash browns and milk.
In my case, it's always 2 Egg McMuffins, 2 milks.
Boat through, drive through. In winter.
The woman at the counter even notices. She's kind of impressed, I think.
Going fishing?
I am.
Really?
Yeah, going to the river.
She's amazed that I'm actually going somewhere with a boat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going fishing, so whatever.
I arrive at Everett's Resort. It's cold. You have to be a diehard fisherman or deranged to do this.
Finally make it to Red Wing and meet up with my old fishing buddy Gregory.
We're a little nervous because it's been a while since he started the motor.
I like to call her Old Smoky. If you're not moving real fast, there's a good chance you could asphyxiate and die in the back of the boat.
Pete is cranking on this thing over and over again, and honestly, I'm thinking this some ain't gonna start.
Well, should we load her up? Head home?
Just before my shoulder comes out of its socket.
It's a miracle.
He says you can't fish with an Old Smoky engine that's got all the paint wore off, but I never figured out how that happened. I was never worried, although my arms seem to be showing concern.
I think we need to come up with a goal.
Greg has been known to have high expectations when we're leaving shore.
Today, 12-pounder.
We need to catch a 12-pound walleye.
They're in here. There's plenty of them in here right now. 12-pounder's the goal.
Yeah, we're gonna catch a 12-pound walleye today. Anything less will be a disappointment.
Do you remember the one I caught last time?
It was like 12 ounces.
That's the position he's put us in.
But this is different. This is a different time of year.
Thanks. That's awesome. Way to be positive. We take off from shore. I get the Suzuki just purring.
Wind chill.
I'm actually creating wind chill with my 20-horse motor.
Oh, it's getting better now. I can't feel my face.
If you're looking to get away from the crowds, you do not want to go to Red Wing, Minnesota. Everywhere you look, there are walleye fishermen.
It's kind of comforting. You have idiots surrounding you to sort of support your idiocy.
Been way too long since I've made a cast.
The idea for today is we're going to start in the daytime and then transition into night fishing.
Let's find a school of fish.
Pete and I are using a 4-inch ribworm on a jig head. You drop it down to the bottom, you reel up 6 inches, you hold it. It's crazy. You don't even move your rod tip.
Good fish.
It's not big.
Not a good fish. Look at that sauger.
This fish is very small.
How did your pole bend that much?
I don't know, but look at that.
It looks like a blotchy sauger.
Look at the colors on that fish.
What I believe it is a cross between a sauger and a walleye, a saw guy. If I'm wrong, sue me.
Are you gonna let him go?
Yeah.
I realize it's not 12 pounds. I know he's out there.
We're definitely on what you would call a honey hole right here.
It's a big walleye.
Greg has a tendency in that first 1 or 2 seconds of a hook, say, ooh, oh, this is a good one. It's a good one.
Look at that. Come here, you.
Every time he thinks it's a big fish, it's really annoying.
Oh, that's how you do it.
It's not exactly what we're looking for, but it's another fish.
Ow.
What are you doing, man?
Huh?
Get a pliers. You're gonna eat your whole...
Please. Come on.
I'm not too worried about the size of fish yet.
He's not a giant.
I'm thinking when it hits nighttime, that's when we're gonna catch the biggest fish.
I think what's going on here is that shallow water, then it breaks. So now it's in 17 feet.
I don't know if maybe it's just a break from the current that has them in there.
There's one. Got him.
But the important thing is that I hook up with another one.
He's fighting like a tarpon, Pete.
This fish is a sauger.
Look at this. Just a beautiful sauger.
Greg immediately goes to his expertise mode.
You know it's a sauger because it's got these spots on its dorsal fin here.
I'm not a biologist, but I should be.
I'm 3 fish down now, and I'm just like, hey, biologist Greg, why don't you shut the up?
I catch another one.
Okay, that's a pretty nice sauger, I think.
I don't know what the hell Pete's doing.
Okay, he's not giant. Okay, he's not giant. I exaggerated a little bit.
I've caught all the fish, and he isn't contributing worth a damn.
I bet you he tastes fantastic.
It's time to buck up, dude.
Pete, how many have you caught?
I'm a guy that grew up walleye fishing in the boat that we're fishing in.
What is that, your 4th or 5th?
It's gonna be turning into a long day if I don't start getting some fish.
To me, it's not about the number. You know, it's about just having a good time with your best friend and
You.
got him.
Finally, my jigging style pays off. You know my jigging style where I don't do anything?
You got a rock bass.
It's a rock bass.
Rock bass? Crappie.
It's actually a crappie.
You just have to think it's rough fish immediately, don't you?
rock bass. At least give me credit for a game fish. This is a solid Mississippi crappie right there.
Black crappie or white crappie, I don't know. I try not to worry about those things so much.
I'd say we just got into a school of crappies.
I'm very colorblind.
Here he goes. I'm switching to my night weapons.
It becomes twilight, and it's time to get our night fishing bite on.
This boy right here. I'm gonna drag on a little wing dam over here.
I'm working my worm over the rocks.
Got him?
Yeah.
It feels like a good fish. It doesn't feel as big as maybe I was hoping, but it's a good fish.
I believe it's a walleye. It's a walleye, bud. It's a walleye. Come here. Oopsie daisy, and God,
The damn hook comes out.
what am I doing? You never grab the line.
Oh, he got off.
Yeah.
I'm a dumbass. Pete and I are continuing to cast this rocky shoreline.
Got one?
Good one. Good one, Pete. Good one.
Greg all of a sudden gives me a holler, hey, I got a fish, which is my cue to grab the camera.
This feels like a pretty good fish here. Yeah, this is a good one.
With the net?
Okay.
Nice fish.
This one's a good one.
That's like, what, 6-7 pounds? I don't know, man. I think you need to get a weight on that belly.
It's crazy how big a belly that this fish has.
Look at how fat that guy is.
Pete, and he absolutely has this thing destroyed.
We're excited about this walleye because he went after it. That's a good sign. That means we have aggressive fish out there. That means they're hungry.
He's biting. I can't. He's just. Huh?
We're gonna catch many more this size, and we're gonna catch a kicker that's gonna be 12 pounds.
After Greg's big eye, fishing kind of takes a downturn.
Come on, fish.
It's cold, it's pitch black.
It's like you're fishing in the twilight zone.
We're just sort of casting into this void. You can't see anything.
It's faith. You just gotta have faith. Thank goodness Pete has a bite.
Looks like an eye here. This is what you would call an eater, I guess.
Pete's fish catching today has been terrible.
I think that's a good sign, right? Now it's my time to start catching up with the smart ass in the other half of the boat. But like if you were to put 6 or 8 of these, squish them together, that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's time to start showing them that I was born to walleye fish. There we go.
Maybe Pete is making a comeback. He hooks up again.
Oh, marble eyes.
The problem is it's not a 12-pounder.
For anybody watching at home, I did not just put this fish back in and catch it again.
We want a big fish. This is not a big fish. We're failing.
I got to get up to work early the next morning.
Okay, good. Got off.
If I don't put a time limit on Greg, he will just fish and fish and fish until the sun comes up.
You know they're just coated on the bottom.
We've only got 45 minutes left to fish. It's not the fish that I was looking for.
I don't think he's giant at all, unfortunately. No. False alarm on size.
It's about 11 to 10 pounds short of his 12-pound goal.
Where are the 12-pounders?
Why would I even make such a stupid-ass goal?
How many minutes do we have to catch the 12-pounder?
We have 8 minutes left.
We got to make every cast and retrieve count.
There's one.
I got another one. This one's not 12 pounds.
We have 3 minutes.
Okay, I guess this next cast has got to be a 12, man.
Trying to finish with a home run.
We still may have a chance to catch that big fish. I'm optimistic.
There's one.
The action is picking up.
He's a better one.
And we're in the final 60 seconds of our night. I I can tell it's killing them.
Do I dare say this? Is this going to be the closing fish?
Pete and I, we had a mission. We failed, quite frankly.
We didn't catch a 12-pounder, so in that sense, maybe we failed.
I'm not worried about it. Seriously, failing is fun.
This is what we do for fun.
No, it's not fun, actually.
Bye-bye.
It is what it is. If you like the show, thank you. If you don't, go